Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come once again for the return of Nathanias sub games. Today I bring you Zephyn, who's been subscribed for... How long has he been sub rating? Okay, he's got the 3-month badge right now. Versus Sotgor, aka the Spartan, who is past 2 years of being a sub. The winner will receive a Nathanias voice pack that they can use. They can do whatever they want with it. Okay? They can list, they can have my wonderful voice tell them all about StarCraft. Or they could just give it to somebody. They could sell it on the black meme market. I don't know. I don't care. Let's get into it. I've picked a map of my choosing. They're going to duke it out on Metropolis. An old school map that featured one of the greatest games of StarCraft 2 ever played. Game 6, I think, or Game 5, between MVP and Squirtle. Literally no one will ever forget about that game because it was, without a doubt, the greatest game of StarCraft ever played. With that being said, spawning in the left side of Metropolis, we have, representing XA, because he's 6A, it's the Spartan. Spartan! Spartan! He faces off in the close air position against the blue Terran player. He is Zephyn! Zephyn traveled to Nanda Parbo to train with the League of Assassins in Terran gameplay. He only knows how to kill. He has never taken a prisoner once in his whole entire life. A trail of bodies is the only way to keep track of this madman. Meanwhile, X volunteers 12 hours a day at a dog shelter because he fucking loves puppies. He hasn't been in a fist fight since he was standing up for his high school sweetheart at homecoming in 2008. In fact, his fists are considered so non-lethal, he's actually invited to hospitals to punch people who have illnesses because it makes them feel better. The first drone's gonna come in. He sees the command center. He sees the barracks. Did he see the gas? He doesn't know. Maybe he saw the SCV mining it. We can't be sure. Zephyn's gonna send the SCV scout. He doesn't know where the Spartan is. The Spartan knows. It's close air. It's a Terran player. He could get liberated. He could get jebaited. There's a whole lot of things going on right now in his head. The Spartan wants to get an Overlord somewhere he can spot shit, but you know what? This is not one of those maps. There's not a whole lot of areas you can just tuck them in. Words to live by, ladies and gentlemen. Words to live by. Zephyn's going to make his way into the Spartan's base. He sees the spawning pool. It's done. The gas, it's mining. Speed has begun researching. The Queen is on the way, as well as 8 Zerglings, to get rid of this scout and poke back across the map. We have a factory. It's not by the barracks, though. What is he doing? He's moving the command center. He hasn't turned it into an orbital yet. The nerves. The nerves. Is the pressure getting to Zephyn? He's spent years in the mountains of Asia, becoming a god of murder and psychopathy. Does he have what it takes? The Queens are out for the Spartan. We have the injects. The Ling speed, it's finishing. The Ling count, it's still growing. 16 Lings. Are we going to see the surround on the bunker? There's no Hellions. The starport's on the way. The second barracks is on the way. The tech lab factory is just about done, but there's no siege tanks. There's nothing. But it looks like the Spartan's just scouting. He's checking for ninja bases. He's feeling the pressure. He's feeling the pressure, the intensity. Everybody watching. Everybody's eyes on him. When he says he couldn't hurt a fly, he means he literally is not capable of dealing damage to a fly. Couple Lings, they check the bunker. The Marines say yes. We out here. As the natural begins to saturate for Zephyn. He's got the siege tank coming in. The reactors. The tech labs. The extra barracks. It's going to be bio memes from our boy in blue. But what's this? An Overlord meme drop. The potential devastating damage that the Spartan could do. He's going to hit it from the front and the back. He's a dirty boy. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let him get near your daughter. Here's the front side. The siege tank, it's there. It's ready to cover. The bunker, it's very low, but the SCVs are going to show up and tend to repair. But at the same time, they're going to get inside of the main base mineral line. And the SCVs, they got nowhere to go with the links on top of them. He's got to be careful about that splash damage from the siege tank. The main base, it's exposed. He hasn't even started his stim pack yet. The SCVs are coming out in fisticuffs to try and kill these Zerglings. And they will. The drone count, 39 to 25 SCVs. One hero link still sitting inside the main base, poking away at that refinery. He wants that gas. He's voting yes on Proposition 420, but he's dead. More lings have come out, but he's getting the saturation. We have the injects, the upgrades. They're all there. The drop Overlord with the speed, it's still there. He's ready to get back into the thick of things. But Zephyn, he's hurting. The assassin, with his knees shot out by 45 caliber rounds. Can he get up? It's just lings. There's no Baneling Nest. There's no Roach Warren. He literally cannot build anything other than just naked lings. Will it be enough? Zephyn's taking it nice and slow. He's got the Spec Ops skins on all of his units. Because, I mean, he's basically the equivalent of a ninja. He's going to take the drop out. The Overlord sees the medevac. There's nothing in it. He's jebaiting. He's masterfully baiting. But there the drop goes. It's coming in. Spartan, he knows about it. He knows this is coming. Where's the reaction? Where's the lings? Medevac for Zephyn making its way inside that base. Stim is not yet done, ladies and gentlemen. He hasn't unloaded the medevac. He's just sitting there. What are you waiting for? The Marines are out. The drones, they're starting to die, but there's the lings surrounded without Stim. He's not doing anything. He's got to pick up. He's got to get out of there. And he does. The Baneling Nest, it's finally started. There's the lair, but we don't have a second evolution chamber. He can't even think about +2. Now, are we going to see the counterattack of the century? There are 2 siege tanks. There's a third on the way. Extra barracks being produced. He's checked the islands. He knows there's nothing going on over there. But his third, it's not saturated. There's no drones. He's getting them now. But what's the next step? What's the evolution of this strategy? 26 Banelings. You better start Baneling speed. You better start Baneling speed. You're going to run slow Banes off creep into siege tanks? Might as well use them to blow up your own hatchery if that's the case. Spire's on the way. He's missing a drone off of gas in the main. The pressure, it's mounting. +1 on the way for Zephyn. He's got the 3rd command center. He's bringing the Marines out. His stim is done. He doesn't even need combat shield. He'd rather have concussive shell. This is a push. If ever there was a moment in StarCraft where you were pushing as hard as a woman giving birth, this would be it right now. And Zephyn is trying to get the head to crest. Can he do it? There's a lot of lings. There's a lot of Banes. He's stepping off creep. He's stepping off creep. The lings are going for the surround. And the tanks don't siege. The Spartan cleans up, swallowing Zephyn whole. Spreading his love all over the bio army. Baneling speed, it's finally coming. The Spire's almost ready. No +2 upgrades, but it's okay. Zephyn doesn't have his 1-1 yet. His +1's just about to finish. He's still got a little time before the armor. But that +2, he does have an armory. It's finishing. He'll have access to everything that he needs to bring the pain very soon. Another medevac's going to move out. 4 Marauders. The tech sniping, body blocking, hip stopping, dropping. Fuck it. The tech snipe drop. What's it going to do? Yeah, another base is done for the Spartan. He's just mining gas. He wants to mute us. Are the mutas going to be able to deal with this drop in time, though? The medevac's taking a little bit of damage. 4 Marauders are going to land right next to the Spire. What's the focus on the tech? It's going to be the Spire. That +1 on the Spire is going to be taken out. The Queens do not have enough energy to transfuse. He's barely going to get it, and he does. The mutas show up. He cleans up the medevac. He kills the Marauders, but he can't build any more mutas. He'll only be able to cap out at 12 Mutalisks. He's got 9 on the field, 3 about to pop. Spire restarts. Now 12 Mutalisks, that's going to be enough to put on a lot of pressure here. The missile turret's not ready yet. He goes straight in for the jugular. But Zephyn's wearing a collar of iron. He was going to a BDSM party, but it turned out it protected him from being cut in the throat by these Mutalisks. Ghost Academy is on the way. We could see some pew-pews. He's walled off the rocks, but the rocks aren't even dead. The tank starts shooting. Now these mutas are going to make their way towards that third base. There's nothing here to defend it. Nothing. And the Spartan, he's just casually mining that gas. Super chill. He's got the links. He's got the Banes with speed. The mutas are poking the third. The third's lifted up. The Marines and the Marauders are coming to try and help against this. But the SCVs are there to repair. And the mutas are going to just cruise on by. He picks off one of them. Remember, he hasn't been able to add any because he lost the Spire to that big drop earlier. Gets one of the siege tanks. Not a bad pickoff. He's going for a tech lab. The Spartan's trying to bring the intensity. He's trying to bring the ferocity here. Oh, shit. Nope. Okay, the Mutalisk phase of the game. So, nope, never mind. 9 more mutas. 14 mutas on the way. I'm sure he really wishes he had those 12 back. We got a lot of lings for the Spartan. He's got the Banes with the speed. Maybe needs a few more Banes. But so far, so good. He needs to drone up the third or the fourth. I don't know what he's doing. 60 drones for a Zerg player on the biggest map in the pool. Come on. There we go. 25 Banelings on the way. But is it too late? These Marines and Marauders are right on the front door. He's just going to dive in. He doesn't have everything ready yet. And those Marauders, they soak up the sun. The fucking Kool-Aid man up in this bitch. The Banelings are going to crash into the Marauders. He does kill them. But the Marines are still up. He needs more lings. He needs more Banelings. Zephyn is getting ready to push through. He's clearing the creep. He's getting the Overlords. Can this man be stopped? His combat shield finally done in 12 minutes. The lings swarm out with the Mutalisks. And the Spartan will live to fight another day. These poor medevacs trying to get away. Ooh, 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 ooh. Got him. More Banelings on the way for the Spartan. He's got to reseat the creep. I don't know why he's taking all these bases. He needs to saturate the ones he already has. We got some oversaturation on that natural. Goddamn. The ghosts are coming out. The 2-2 upgrades on the way for Zephyn. These Marines are going to be coked up harder than a customer of Heisenberg. The Banelings, though, crash in on the army. And that moaning, very similar to a few weekends ago, comes back into this StarCraft game. Is this show a Marauder and a Ghost building? That's weird. This is bugged. And suddenly the Spartan takes the reins on this game once again. Can he get the Baneling count back up? Can he deal with the bio push from the Terran player? Zephyn secured the third. He's building more racks. He's secured the fourth. No planetary. It's a bold move, Cotton. The Lings are still looking for love. There's no hive in sight. No infestation pit. No extra upgrades. Just +2 melee. Will it be enough? He's going to find the 4th base. He catches the SCVs. At the same time, the mutas are in the main. He's trying to pull Zephyn every which way. The Lynx are going to clean up this base. The SCVs are dying left and right. The mutas are going to pick off one of these barracks, cutting down the production. The Ghost gets a little pew-pew off. And the Spartan with the supply advantage. But the upgrades, 2-2. Finishing now for the Terran player. Gets inside the 3rd base at the same time. A lot of work being done here by the Zerg. The puppy-cuddling, fly-protecting Zerg player. Leaning into Zephyn now. But as the Ghost count rises, the damage potential becomes astronomical. Just a handful of snipes from clearing out a large portion of the mutas. As that muta cloud gets bigger and bigger. He loses vision, loses the snipe. 23 mutas. And he's got most of the bases on his side of the map now. The Spartan, pushing ever forward, needs to get that creep. He's asking for the opportunity to change his mouse. The Spartan says, sure, we're going to pause the game. An intense moment. Zephyn, his knees weak, arms are heavy. His hands sweating, mom's spaghetti has seeped into his mouse. He needs to get a new one, put a Ziploc bag around it, and he'll be good to go. It's been an intense match. Literally the most intense thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And he's ready to go. And we're going to get back into it. He's got a new mouse. 2, 1, go! I knew that. The Mutalisks still on the hunt. Going back to the barracks. There's no missile turrets. There's no Widow Mines. There's no Thors. He's going to lose the tech lab. He's going to lose the racks. He doesn't have the vision to finish off the pew-pews. The APM off the charts for the Zerg player. He's flying at the speed of sound. He has the ghosts, but he hasn't been able to land the snipes. The 4th base, it's being assaulted. The SCVs, dead, dead, dead. They're all dead. 32 workers for the Terran versus 75 drones. And this command center, DED. He simply cannot keep the lock on long enough to finish the pew-pews. The ghosts have not been able to deal with these mutas. He's going to stim to kill the rocks, get in on the 3rd base, but with 24 SCVs, what can he do? There's the pews coming in. Handful of mutas getting sniped. But there's still so many of them, and look at what's waiting back home. The swarm. Ling Bane. This bio army, exhausted. There's only 2 medevacs to heal all of these weak boys. And the mutas are going to snipe the main base command center as the Marines run back in. Where are the pew-pews from the Ghost? We have them coming up. Pew, pew, pew. Pew. He finally clears out the mutas, but is it too late? He attacked his own depot. He's got 1 command center. 2 command centers. And a dream versus 4 hatcheries. Outside of the main, of course. This many Lings and this many Banes. Zephyn has one last desperate attempt to try and make a push. He needs medevacs. But the muta count, it's already coming back up. We got 5 on the way. The resource is lost. It tells a painful story of perseverance and survival and love. Zephyn's gonna approach in. The Banelings crash through the front wave. The ghosts scream in terror as the Banelings explode all over them. There's the cloak. No overseers. And the ghosts begin to ravage the Mutalisks, ripping them to pieces. Where's the detection? 2 overseers are on the way. He's gonna try to manually detonate the Banelings onto the ghosts. He gets most of them, but there's still 4. Firing away. Pew, 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 pew. The mutas, they've been cleaned up. The medevac support, not enough. Zephyn taps out. GG! The Spartan wins!
Holy shit.
An amazing game to be written in the echelons of the cult of Nathanias. Congratulations, the Spartan.